Natural Line's with us. It says howdy. Angel Bly's with us. Dana Hall, Amber One, Clayton Conway, Josh Roadcap. That's a name I don't recognize. So good to have you with us, Josh. So let's give it a few minutes for people to generally get here. Hover 575, Rhonda Lee. Ariel says, Ozzy's doing amazing. I just love his butt wiggle when he sees me. He's so cute. Well, great, good. So this is actually our litter with NBA and Posh, 6 puppies, of which they have all got new homes except for one. And I'm sure Tami, really pretty little boy called Hey Jude. And I bet Tami will have an opportunity to show him off in a little bit. But everybody, except for that one, so their new homes. Actually, that's not true. There's one that's going in a couple of days. But everybody's, well, the vet visit was wonderful. It was a very, very, very easy litter, which is great. Mike, how much do your puppies go for? Well, it's all over the place. It all depends on DNA. Girls definitely go for more than boys. Part of the reason for that is anybody who gets a girl from us automatically gets half-price breedings back to any of our studs for the life of that dog, and all the female puppies they produce from those breedings also get that half-price breeding. I mean, basically the way this works is if you have a dog that has one of our sires, which will typically say love my, one of our sires as the father to your girl, that dog, even if that sire is no longer around, that dog automatically gets half-price breedings for life. A pretty good deal. So somebody says, do we keep any out of the NBA koi litter? No, but we're probably going to keep one off. That was from Hover. We're probably going to keep one off this current litter, which is from Husky Supreme and Sophia. There's a girl in there that Tami's really got her eyes set on, and I'm sure she'll want to bring her out and show her off, and we'll do that later on. But anyway, so the question was, what do our dogs go for? It's all over the place. I mean, the low end is 8 and the high end's 18. So that's a pretty good stretch there. So why would one dog be 8? Well, actually, I've actually got one dog in this litter now. It's probably going to go for less now. It's a boy. He is a new shade Rojo. Excuse me, he's a Rojo that carries blue and a cocoa with tan points that carries a copy of pink. And he is probably going to be a fairly inexpensive dog by what we normally have. And the reason for that is he's long. So everybody else in that litter is not long, but that one puppy, this happens sometimes. It's weird, you know, you get one puppy in there that's just, you know, not looking quite like the rest of them. And so Tami's got a good eye for this. Her standard is pretty high. Well, it's not pretty high, it's very high. And so, you know, anyway, so, yeah, okay. Jump on my other channel to give another like, okay. Also, kennels, did you keep it? Is it true that if your dog gets fixed, they have a tattoo on their tummy? No, no. No, not at all. No, I mean, you can tell if a dog hasn't been fixed because it won't have a scar on its tummy. They have to do an incision there to pull out the uterus to do the spay. So you'll always know that if a dog hasn't been spayed, there won't be a scar. If there's a scar there, that doesn't tell you that the dog is spayed because it could have been a C-section scar. So that doesn't tell you, just because there's a scar, that the dog's still intact. But if there is no scar, the dog is intact, if that makes sense. So you can get a, you know, you can kind of get partway there. But no, there's no tattoo. I don't know where you got that from. Dami's got a tattoo on her tummy too. She's been fixed. Yote says, hey, what DNA makes a koi? A koi is a particular patterning that comes with merle. So you have to have a merle dog as a starting point to get a koi. And there's not a specific test that I'm aware of. I'm pretty sure there isn't a specific test. I wish Tami isn't here. She just knows more about it than I do. There's not a specific test that you can do that says that dog is a koi. It is the markings on that merle that make it a koi. And koi dogs, like the ones that we have, will also produce more koi dogs. If you look at our last litter that was, or if you look at the litter that we're talking about with these 6 puppies that have almost all gone, in that litter there were, there were 4 Kois, 1 Merle, and one blue and tan that carried both versions of chocolate. So NBA threw it 4 times. He threw the Koi gene 4 times, and one time he just threw the Merle. So he threw it Merle to all of them but one. I mean, we were incredibly lucky on that. So, but that's the luck of the game, right? We didn't get lucky on the girl front. We got 2 girls and 4 boys. So it would be nicer if we had 4 girls and 2 boys. But that's all right. It's fine. It's all part of the draw, right? Nacho Line says, the more the DNA the dog carries, the more dollars. Well, that's exactly right. I mean, I think the thing that contributes to dollars would be structure. Nicely structured, well-proportioned dogs will always get more money than dogs that aren't nicely structured. Dogs that have a good pedigree, i.e. their lineage is something fairly special. Example would be this current litter, Posh and Husky Supreme. Both have got long pedigree of successful dogs behind them. Willy Wonka on one, and Husky Supreme is not our dog. He belongs to Dustin and Christina, but I think, well, Tammy would probably know, but he's got a good pedigree. Angela Boyer says, if they spay or neuter a dog at a rescue, they do tattoo them. Well, there you go. So this is why we all learn something every time. Well, thank you, Angela. Hillside Kennels, she did have a C-section, but we got her. Oh, okay, right. Those crazy acarites, I thought it only took one parent being Merle to get Merle pups. It does, exactly right. So typically it's a mistake to breed Merles to Merles because you can get deaf dogs and even blind dogs out of this. It's kind of like you've got to be careful about extreme hides. So a Merle there's only a few genes that it takes a single copy to express it. Merle is one of them, Brindle is the other. So you never want a double Merle dog, not deliberately anyway. You could have a double Merle dog because one parent is a cryptic Merle and doesn't show it. And that apparently is safe to do. Never done it, but apparently that's safe. But yeah, you're right. It only takes one copy to make a Merle dog. And consequently, it only takes one copy to make a Koi dog. Are the pandas expensive? Well, yeah. So the panda is a variation of the Koi where you get the Koi markings along with colored ears and colored markings over their eyes. And so in our litter, we had 1 panda. Maybe 2, but the one that Ariel has, Ozzy, you can see that he looks like a panda. He's a beautiful little dog. So yes, he wasn't the most expensive dog in that litter because of 2 reasons. One is that Ariel's a great customer, and we know that that dog was going to go to a great home and actually be a rescue dog. So that meant that we were kind of more selective about who was going to get that dog. And the second thing is he's a boy, not a girl. So it wasn't the most expensive litter, but he was still not an inexpensive dog, and Ariel probably attests that. I mean, it wasn't crazy. I mean, I've seen some of these pandas going for like, $35,000. No, nowhere near that kind of money. Yeah, and look, the other thing about this money situation is, and I really don't like particularly talking about money because I feel, I don't know, like a used car salesman. But the whole thing changes literally all the time. A dog that was popular 2 years ago may not be as popular today, and consequently, its stud fee and its value may not be as much. And conversely, if it's something that is rare, I'll give you an example of a rare dog would be a Koi velvet big rope. I've never seen one. Sure, they're out there. They're not going to be cheap dogs because it's a combination of 3 things that are relatively rare. Not like super rare, but relatively rare. I mean, if you produce a dog, for instance, that has a long tail, right, in a Frenchie, that would be a rare dog, but it would not make it an expensive dog, unless you were clever enough to generate a whole line of long-tailed Frenchies that people thought were cute and wanted to have, and then it might be, right? So this is some of the things that these people are doing. There's people, like in the UK quite a bit. I can't remember the guy's name, but he's pretty well known for this, where he's mixing up stuff. One of the things that's been coming out here recently are these teddy bear Frenchies. And there's another one. Lord, I wish Tammy was in here. She'll tell us in a bit. There's another one that's kind of a really kind of a curly coated French, yeah, there's a name for it. They're rare and expensive. There's Crazy Arkwright says, thank you for answering my question this weekend. Always glad to be of help. Nacho says, off-topic question. Anything I can do to help my dog not absorb pups besides keeping her fed? Well, it's not off-topic. There's nothing off-topic here, right? And Nacho Lion always asks relevant questions and always answers questions very well. So anytime that he asks something, I figure it's probably a good question. So the question here is why do mamas, let's talk about absorbing. What happens is you get a dog pregnant, you have an ultrasound done, it shows the dog's pregnant. Maybe you do a pregnancy test, it shows the dog pregnant, and lo and behold, the dogs that showed up, the puppies that showed up in the ultrasound don't show up when you have the C-section or when she whelps. So then what people say is, oh, she absorbed the puppies. So I think some of the times when that's happening is the ultrasound was incorrect in the first place, and those puppies were not puppies that were being seen, they weren't absorbed. But so the question gets to be, in the cases where it is legitimate and the dog really has absorbed the puppies, what is the reason for that? And so I think the problem with this is you're not going to get a definitive answer, but I'm going to give you my answer. So I think the first thing is it just makes sense to be giving folic acid to your dogs from the moment they whelp until they drop puppies. We do this in humans now, have been doing it for the last decade. And it helps with things that can go wrong with the whole development process in utero. You give 5 milligrams every day, doesn't matter what size the dog is, give 5 milligrams. Dirt cheap. I mean, you can buy, we have them on My Breeder Supply. And by the way, while we're talking about My Breeder Supply, Cody has got a back to school special for the whole month of August. It gets you 10% off anything in stock. So if you need an incubator, or you need a whelping system, or you need shipmate, or you need an oxygen machine, or you need a progesterone machine, well, I think progesterone machines are not in stock. They're a special order item. But all those other things I mentioned, a lift, all of those things, they are 10% off. So get them this month. But anyway, he's got, he's got folic acid tablets. And they're inexpensive. I don't know what the price is, but maybe $20 for 50 tablets. It might be more than that, but it's enough to, $20 is going to get your whole process for your whole 2-month breeding. And it just makes sense to do it. But there's some other reasons. One of the things that Nacho recommended was, or suggested, was possibly dogs are malnourished. Absolutely. I think that if you go into a situation where dogs are really in trouble, they will do what is necessary to preserve themselves. And that means that if they're pregnant and they've got puppies and they are really not getting any nourishment, they would very likely absorb their puppies. I think that's a highly unlikely thing to be happening to anybody who's listening to this channel. There's no way that you've got nice dogs. You obviously care about your dogs for the very fact that you're here watching this. And so I suspect that that's not the cause of that. So what could other things be? I don't know. I just flat don't know. I suspect, like I said, that a lot of this is not absorption. It's in fact, the puppies were never there in the first place. But I think the only things that I know that you can do is give your dog good nourishment. We switch to a more protein-rich recipe as the last month of their pregnancy, which means switching to puppy food. Make sure they're eating well. Make sure they're getting vitamins. Make sure they're getting folic acid. And make sure they're getting at least some exercise. And be careful that last 10 days, no jumping off beds, always on a leash. Don't want them running off and getting run over by a car or something. So that's that one. That's the best I can answer it. Ariel says, I believe your prices are more than fair. Well, thank you very much, Ariel. Well, I mean, you're biased because you got a dog from us, and you wouldn't have got a dog from us if you thought those prices were ridiculous. So, but I know what Ariel does have. She's got a couple of really nice dogs that are our stock, and we're very proud of that. And we're also very proud of Ariel and the things that she does with these dogs. She is, a great example of somebody who really cares about dogs and really makes those dogs a great life and makes them useful to human beings besides just being compassionate friends.
Yes.
So
she does excellent training.
Yes.
And so she does a lot of hard work with her stuff.
She absolutely does.
She also has little chihuahuas that she shows too. They're just the cutest things. She's done really, really good with them.
I think she's like 500 of these dogs that she's trained to be special needs dogs.
In 5 years, like 300 to 500. I can't remember.
It's a huge number.
It's a large number. She's does very well.
She's skilled at it. Right. Sasha Gray says, hey, those new lines of Frenchies about teddy bears, and there's another one that's kind of very...
Poodles.
Foodle. There it is. So what is a foodle?
Poodle is, they get the coat, the C2 is the coat.
It's a poodle and a Frenchie?
Yeah.
So it's a miniature poodle or a teacup?
I have no idea. Don't get me started on that. Yeah.
So it's a non-AK...
They're pretty.
Some of them are pretty.
Yeah, well, the ones that have been going for some time now, that with the shorter, flatter faces, yes, there's some out there that are still just not real great.
And
because
it's not.
A lot of people are trying to get into the structure part of it. It just takes a while. Absolutely. And so there are some that are out there that are very nice structured now.
But they're not AKC, are they?
I think they are.
They may be. So this then begs the question: how the hell are they AKC? And the answer to this is, and I get this a lot. Now, how is a Fluffy an AKC registrable dog, right? And the answer is genetics go back far enough. You know, if you go to 8 generations, it's 99% Frenchie at that point. So, but somebody did some finagling at some point back in the past, 5-10 years ago, to make this happen. No doubt about it. And remember, so you know, by that point, then the AKC is assumed it's a French Bulldog for however they manage to do it. But those dogs can never go in the show ring. Not because they're a Fluffy, because they are not a brindle, a fawn, a cream, or a pied version of that. Those are the only dogs that you can show for AKC registered shows. Yeah. Anyway.
So I used to think that, I think it's the curly gene, and then now they call it I think it's the C2 or something like that, and with furnishings. So those are words that are coming out of my mouth that we don't fully understand.
But you're heading up. Who's the guy? Denzo, is that the guy? Who's the guy in England who's big on this?
Oh, is it Denzer?
Something like that. Designer Bulls.
Yeah. No, you're going to say it wrong. Don't.
Okay.
It's UK. He's very, very intelligent in what he does, and so.
Hey, he's smarter than us, but that doesn't mean very much. So there you go.
We're all learning. If somebody knows more than what we are talking about here, let us know. Chime in. Well, so this brings that's what all this is for. Is everybody learns from everybody.
So this is an interesting question. Diego, there you go. Thank you, Diego. Yes. So don't go away. Yeah. Do we have a mic for Tami? Thank you. See, people are on top of this stuff. Thank you, Sarah. We do have a mic for Tami. She just went off camera for a second, but I'm going to ask her a question here. And can you hear what I'm?
Denzer Bulls is his.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
Denzer Bulls is his. You know, that's why I was saying Denzer, I think.
So, a question for you: would you get a Poodle?
Maybe, because I've got my Poodle, but I'm not planning on mixed breeding with her. She's my she's my giant baby. But anyway, so I like a soft.
Would you spend
coat.
$50,000?
I love the full fluffy. I like the curls. I think it's pretty interesting.
Would you pay $50,000 for those dogs?
Not right now.
No.
I'm adding on to a house.
So yeah.
We're remodeling, so I've got my money to go somewhere else.
Well, that's part of this too, is when you go off on these tangents, on these different unusual things, you are stepping into muddy water because you don't know how that's going to pan out over the next few years.
I think it'll do real good. I like the smoother coat. There's some people with the wire hair.
How are the hairless dogs doing?
I don't know. It's not my interest. It's someone else's interest. There's people that love those hairless cats, and that's just not my cup of tea. But that's everybody's eye appeal.
Right, but absolutely, I'm the same.
To each his own.
I'm on the same boat as you. Absolutely right. I don't think they're doing particularly well, although we see more of it probably. But they are expensive dogs. I mean, I think they look kind of pretty weird. But
what's that say? Whole house cost?
$50K. My whole house costs like $4K. What are you living in a tent? I don't know where you get the house for $4K. Anyway, but yeah. All right. Hillside Kennels. My pooch was bred June the 24th. When should I start taking When should I start taking a temperature to see when labor should start? She will not have a C-section. All right. So
a week before the first breeding due date.
So
A week before that.
Take the date, which in this case is June the 24th, roll it 2 months forward to the same day in that month. Sorry, the same day in that month. So that would be June, July, August the 24th. So like Tami says, about a week before that, so something around the 17th, it would make sense to start taking the temperature, 16th, 17th, and watch that temperature drop. Yep.
A week before. And once it drops down to 99, when it goes to 99.0, twice a day, not just once a day, twice a day. Once it reaches 99.0, once it's 98, then you can expect within 24 hours.
Yeah, 98.9.
So that means don't, just take it for granted.
But
make sure you pay attention to nesting.
She's having a natural whelp. So she's not under the pressure that most of the people watching this are who are doing C-section.
But the nesting pops in, the refuse to eat the day before, which is when the 98.8 or 0.9 comes around. So just be close by.
Yes, right. I mean, so for us, when we used to have labs, we'd camp out in the basement.
And, we had the TV down there. Yep. We had
maybe 24 hours. It was fun. Get tiring, but it was fun.
Ordered pizza. We just had us a pizza party.
Frenchy Friends is
Labor party.
Frenchy Friends is with us. Good.
Do we have enough thumbs up? Oh, let's get some more thumbs up. Pretty please.
Yes, thank you. Ariel response, he says, thank you. And she thinks that a dog is so much more than just a dog. Oh, yes, right. They're our biggest
I can't wait to see that one little boy grow up. And let me tell you, we saw Billy, hands-on. He is absolutely gorgeous. He's a Sophia, love my Sophia baby, with Brandon Brioche's dog, Teddy Grams.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Oh, Coy Grams. Coy Grams. I mean, he's awesome. He's just beautiful. He's just right at perfect.
He is. Rainy, you talking about Brandon?
No.
Oh, okay. Brandon's a pretty nice looking boy.
He's a nice looking boy, but he's not perfect like Billy is.
He's got some serious hair.
Okay. James has got a thing for Brandon, I think.
I do have a thing for Brandon. If Brandon's watching it, I've got a thing for you, Brandon. You're a good dude. I enjoy being around Brandon. He is a nice guy. He's a nice guy. And he's forward thinking. And I mean, for those reasons, he's an interesting guy. Anyway, all right. Reigning French Bulldogs. If for whatever reason mama dog cannot be with her pups 24/7, how often do you let pups feed off mum? 1 to 2 weeks old every 2 hours, 3 weeks old every 3 hours. Thank you. Well, I mean, so you know how we are about it.
Better than mama.
Right. I mean, why can mum not be with her babies? Yeah. One reason that mum can't be with her babies is
if she's aggressive.
Well, they're not using our whelping system.
Or she's sick.
Yeah. She's aggressive, she's sick. You don't have a good setup where she can step on babies. You don't have a pig rail, you're worried about that. There's all, maybe her milk's failed, she's not interested in the puppies. I mean,
please invest in our heated whelping system.
I would. I mean,
then you can leave mama with babies 24/7 like it's supposed to be, because then you're going to have less aspiration, less colds, pneumonia, aspiration.
When is the last time that we separated mum and babies?
Never. The only time we've ever separated one that was in trouble.
Well, we had one that died. That one got separated because it got put in the ground. I mean, it sounds kind of facetious, but I mean, it's a sad day.
Very sad.
Never, ever.
Don't ever separate. Don't separate mama from babies.
If you can avoid it, I mean, it's just, you think about humans, when humans have babies, we don't separate mamas and their babies. There's a bond there.
Yeah.
And it's no different.
Well, not only that, but her milk build up for, let's say, 2 or 3 hours. And then when you put puppies on, they're going fast and furious all at once. Nobody's in shifts. They're all eating. And the milk flow is just going 90-0. It's coming out their nose. It's choking them. It's aspirating the babies. And so it's not good. You need to. do the heated whelping system where they work in shifts.
Yes, and 10% off this month.
Yeah.
My British Blind, so you should get it.
Cody called and said, make sure you tell those people it's 10% off.
But the short answer to your question is puppies should be fed every 3 hours. If you're going to tube feed every 3 hours, if you're going to separate them every 3 hours, especially when they're younger, as they get older.
Maybe mama had something go wrong and they're having to do that.
Once you get to 4, in that situation, I would be pushing to try and wean those puppies where you can get them off milk and onto soft, mushy food ASAP. Maybe at 4 weeks, certainly at 4.5 weeks, you can do that. Maybe at 4, I think 3.5 is probably a little early.
Yeah, there was a guy that called, said that he did his at 3.5 weeks because he was having problems.
He also can stop the folic acid after she has a baby. Yes.
Oh, correct. Yeah.
Yes.
We're big believers in that folic acid.
I didn't know this. Somebody asked whether or not they tattoo a dog when it's spayed. And I said, not that I know of. But apparently, if you have a dog that comes from a pound, they are spayed, and they do put a tattoo on them.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
So there you go.
I knew when they came from a pound, they do a spay.
Yes, right, exactly.
And
I didn't know they did a tattoo.
Spay and neuter.
I didn't know they did a tattoo, though.
I didn't know they did a tattoo
either. Johnson, House of Frenches. I have the heated whelping system, and I've used it several times. It's wonderful. Thank you. All right. You're welcome.
Yeah, it's great to watch them work in shifts. You'll have 3 on mama and 2 or 3 laying on the side of the heating rail. And when those babies fall off from nursing and getting full and get a little cool in the middle of the crate where mama lays nice and cool because the heated tape is around the edges, those babies will crawl off and wake up those other babies. And those other babies will go, oh, it's time for me to eat. So they do work in shifts, which is great. That keeps mama's milk production at a nice and level.
Castle Hill Frenches, what do you think can affect a female coming into heat and cycle on time? And so the answer to this, if a dog is regular, it's having puppies, it's having a heat cycle every 6 months.
Oh, wow, that'd be.
Or what can you do things to make that happen?
Well, it's not always 6 months.
No, but
if it's 6 months, you're lucky.
But I think the question would be what can you do to bring a dog into heat, basically, and make it more regular? And so
having other females that come in heat.
That's probably the best thing, right? I mean, other than that, not much you can do. I mean, keep a dog healthy, obviously, but other dogs in heat is probably. Look, there are things that you can give, and like PG 600.
Sunshine.
Yeah, well,
people that have.
I mean, possibly.
Some people that are keeping their females put up all the time in cages.
Springtime
they need to come outside and run around and get sunshine.
No, I agree with that. That's a good point. I mean, certainly springtime.
On horses, it's the sunlight, the daytime, and
lots of things like seeds and things like this, soil temperature, air temperature, the amount of darkness, the amount of light, they affect things. So absolutely, I believe that could be true too. But there are things like PG 600. But if these things were effective, we'd all be using it so we could have litters for Christmas time.
And you want to be, you probably don't want to do that shot. If you can keep from it, don't do that shot. You'll rip her up. Not good.
Sasha Gray did a surgical AI on July the 24th. She was a 33 on a mini Vitus. You are early on a mini Vitus at a 33. Well, a 28 is the right number for a vaginal. So I think you're a day early. But you're probably okay. You will see. You will find out.
We need some more thumbs up, pretty please. Push that like button.
Phil says, I love the heated whelping system. I had puppies in a life of my own. That's exactly right. That's so true. So true.
You're able to run off and go to the grocery store and come right back.
I mean, I talk to people who are so frustrated with the whole process. And,
one guy, remember, he texted us and said, my wife and I can sleep.
Yes, right.
You put your camera in there. Yeah. You've got you can hear them in there through that camera, and it's nice. Couldn't ask for
Natural Line says thyroid causes prolonged heats, chemical imbalances. That's exactly right.
Oh yeah.
Things like cysts on the uterus can cause funny things to happen with.
Well, also thyroid if they're not coming in to heat the thyroid.
Yeah, if you've got a dog that's not coming to heat and it's very, very 2 years it's going to heat, I would go out a blood test done, check the thyroid.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, well, I'm going to talk a little bit now about security, dogs being stolen, what you can do to protect yourself. So, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because one of our puppies left today, Jason Pyle, and his wife and his friend drove all the way from Wisconsin to pick a dog up, which is very nice to see them, very nice people. And they got, they renamed the dog. I'm trying to think. Chloe.
She used to be Lucy in the Skies.
Yes.
The little white and blue husky Koi female. Full fluffy.
So
she's so precious.
He asked me whether or not I could go get the dog microchipped. And so the answer is we do have microchips. So I'm going to talk about this, and I'm going to talk about some other things you can do. So this is a microchip setup right here. You can do this yourself, or your vet can do it. This is fairly inexpensive. I forget. I think I bought 50 of them, and it probably cost me like $5 a piece, but that was some time ago. Might be more. I think if you go to your vet, you're going to spend about $60 for a vet to do a microchip. So what is this? This is a kind of a fairly vicious-looking needle.
Yes, it is, and I thought it was going to hurt her too because I had to turn my face.
And I'm not going to push this all the way up, but I'll push it up enough that you can see. So what you've got in here, well,
it's like a little rice.
Yeah, what you've got in here, I'm actually going to eject it because this is no longer sterile. I'm not using it. So this is now going to be a sterile. So here we go.
Can you see your fingers in the way?
There it is.
It would be funny if you did stick yourself.
Yeah, you'd like that.
Then I can keep track of you.
That is the piece that gets stuck under the skin behind on the neck. So I've got a video I've actually done of this. So I'm going to release that here in a couple of days. But what that is, excuse me, that is an RFID chip. You have to have a chip reader to be able to read it, and it's got a number in it, a 15-digit number that is unique to that particular thing. And if you do this, you then have to go register your dog on one of the registers, and it costs about a one-time fee of about $25. If you go to your vet and have this done, I bet you're going to have a vet visit and everything else, and by the time it's all told, you might have $150 in it. I just dropped it. There it is. So it's, I just did a dog today. The dog didn't even make a noise. It was very straightforward, very simple. And it's done. So the question gets to be is why would this be useful? And the answer is some people think that if their dog is lost, that this means their dog can be found easily. And the answer is probably not. The only time that this is, I think, is of any great value would be two situations. One is that your dog has got away from you. Somebody's picked the dog up, taken it to the pound. They scan the dog, and then they look in the registry and they say, "Oh, that's Tammy Chopping's dog, and she lives at 1324 Northwest 157." Call you up and get your dog back. That'd be one situation. The other one would be a question of ownership. You've got it. Your dog is lost. Somebody's got your dog, and they said, "No, that's our dog." And you say, "That looks like my dog." And you can then say, "Well, look, we'll prove that because I've got a chip in my dog, and the number is this." And you go to a vet, they scan it, and lo and behold, either it has the number or it doesn't. Either it is your dog or it's not. So those are the two situations I think that this makes some sense. But there are other things that you can do. So let's talk a little bit about the other things. One of them would be these smart tags.
Yeah.
You have to go, this is like $8. It's dirt cheap. I've had this for a few years. It has a little battery in it. It's got a battery life of about a year and a half. It's tied to my phone. I use my iPhone Finder app to know where this thing is. If this thing goes too far away from me, my phone can alert me. And you can track a dog that is anywhere in the world as long as it's within 20 to 50 feet of somebody else's iPhone.
You got water.
So the way this works is everybody's iPhones see these. It's Bluetooth. It's got a range of 50 to 150 foot. You can make this thing beep with your iPhone. If you lost your dog lost your kid in a department store, and your kid had one of these in his pocket, and you press the app on your phone, this thing go beep, 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 and you'd be able to find your dog in a crowd. Your dog or your kid in a crowd. I mean, it's somewhat useful for that. If you've taken your dog out in the country, your dog roams off and goes in the countryside, this thing is completely worthless because there's no other phones around, and it won't tag this thing to know what's going on. So it's got some uses, but they're somewhat limited. Now, you can go get a GPS tag.
You're okay. You're okay.
You have to pay for a monthly subscription. It's about $25 a month or $167 a year if you use Track Eyes, the one that I know. And look, if you've got like a gun dog or a retriever dog that goes out in the field and it has a habit of wanting to wander off, that may be a really useful thing to have. I think for most people, this makes sense. It doesn't really cost you anything other than the $8 to buy it, and it would probably work. But remember, if someone's stealing your dog, none of these things are of any value whatsoever at all. Because the person who's got your dog's got ill intent. They're just going to take the tag off, throw it away. You'll track the tag, and it'll be in a trash bin outside of Walmart and won't do you any good. So, while we're talking about that, this is something that everybody should be doing, and it's so simple. And that is have a collar with your phone number on it, right? This just makes sense. Now, if somebody finds your dog and there's a phone number on it, they're just going to call you up and you can go get your dog. So you don't have to wait for it to show up at the vet or get scanned or any of those things. Somebody finds your dog and they think, oh, it's a cute dog and they want to keep it. Now, if you've got this, they know that this is somebody's pet and somebody cares about where this dog is. It just doesn't make any sense not to do this because, what does it cost? The other thing about these things can get ripped off. They can come off. Cats and dogs, they should have collars, have phone numbers on them. Even if your dog is a house dog, it could get out. It just makes sense. Right, so there we go on that one. See if we killed some time. Let's see if we've got some more questions here. Let's see how we're doing here. Well, we could do with a few more of you to give us a thumbs up.
Hit that like button for those thumbs up, pretty please.
Castle Hill Labs, people out here in the country who want to steal dogs, they take the collars off. I have stories of all things. Well, you're exactly right. If somebody's got ill intent, now let's talk about something else you can do, and that's cameras.
You have cameras, yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, so we've got cameras.
Cameras are great.
The cameras that we have are Wayne's View. I buy them on Amazon. They're about $25 a piece. They are Wi-Fi, wireless cameras with solar panels on them. So you can install them anywhere that you've got Wi-Fi coverage. They're pan and tilt, and they are AI driven. They can detect humans, dogs barking, which is very, very useful. I get a text within 30 seconds of something happening at our place. So the other day, for instance, I said to Tammy, hey, she's got a text. Somebody's for a person detected in the dog facility, the dog cabana.
Now.
And that's unusual. And we weren't there. So I got on the internet, looked at the cameras from a distance, looked on it, and Ripley, who is our big Springer Spaniel, had got out of her little area and was wandering around and had made the thing go off. So, pretty useful to know that. And then I called Chanel up and said, hey, your dog's kind of running around. Go grab her. And she did. All good. So that does protect you. And the other thing about this is that these days, the majority of these cameras will work off an SD card. You put a micro SD card in the camera. I've got a 64 gigabit micro SD card. They're like $7 if you buy like 10 of them. I've got one in every single camera, and it records something like 3 months worth of activity. Any motion gets recorded. So now if somebody did come onto our property, I could review that, find out when they're on our property, maybe some information about their car, probably not a license number, but certainly they were driving a white late model Ford pickup, and there were 2 people, and they had caps on, and they were looked like they were about 25 years old. That's information I can give the police. I can tell them what time it happened, and I've got some kind of a hope in retrieving my dogs. So I think it just makes sense to have some cameras around.
Chanel does the Ring cameras. She's a big firm believer in the Ring cameras, so she's got Ring cameras.
Ariel says, my vet gave me an option of a tattoo or a grenade mark on the belly or nothing at all. I think we're talking about spaying dogs here.
Oh, okay.
Hillside Kennels, I use baby monitors. It also tells me the temperature in my kennel area. Well, that's great. So actually what I've got is I've got a big dial thermometer on the wall, and I can see that with the camera, so I know exactly what's going on with that. But if you've got a baby monitor, probably you can set a limit on this so that you get an alarm if the temperature gets too high, so you know about it. So yeah, all the things that you could do these days, they're cheap, easy to do, and it just makes sense to do them. Right. Okay, so why don't you talk a little bit about the little boy you've got left?
Okay, you want me to get him?
Yeah, there you go.
Went in there to check on him. because we're keeping him separated from his other brother that's fixing to leave, so we can get him broke into being by himself. Went in there to check on him, and he is shaking up a storm because he's just so scared. He's by himself.
Put him back with his brother here in a bit. Why don't you go grab him real quick?
Okay.
So remember, this rest of August, 10% off, anything that's in stock at My Breeder Supply. So if you need our heated whelping system, if you need an incubator, if you need an oxygen machine, if you need shipmate, if you need a puppy care kit, if you need feeding tubes, if you need dog bowls. Now, Cody's got a pretty good lineup of stuff that we use in our breeding programs all the time, and stuff that I think you benefit from. It's all there to be had on My Breeder Supply 10% off. And while we're talking about things that you should be looking at, for those of you who have not looked at my courses, you can go to breeder101.com. There is 6 courses currently in there, and they're to do with everything to do with raising dogs, selling puppies, raising puppies, getting dogs pregnant.
He says, I'm so upset because I've been by myself. Somebody need to get him a home.
Yeah. He's a pretty little thing. So yes. he is a koi.
He's a husky. Well, I'm sorry. His dad is NBA, a young koi, and so this little boy is a new shade Isabella and tan, husky koi, and full fluffy, and he's just the cutest thing.
And he's not normally shaking. He's just shaking because
he's shaking because he's by himself.
He's also being held up.
He knows his brother is.
He had a little photo shoot today, and he was not shaking in that. He was fine. He's like.
But he was trying to get all the loving he could.
But he's a little small dog.
Yeah.
He's going to be small. So if somebody wants really what would be a great pet or a great stud dog, this guy might be something.
Oh, he's little. He was 4.4 pounds. 4 pounds and 4 ounces at 10 weeks old.
So there were 6 in this litter. We went to the vet. They all went there to have their vet visit. We got
short tail.
Got a really nice report from the vet.
Nice short body.
So tell us about the vet.
I can't really show you.
Tell us about the vet.
The vet said this litter was her first litter in French Bulldogs to see everybody's bite spot on, nares nice and open, hearts are good, their hips, their knees are tight. And the structure was great.
He is nice.
Yes.
So, I mean, we do have dogs like that, on a pretty regular basis, but I think the point she was making, she sees a lot.
Health-wise was just fantastic.
I mean, this is also, when you've got a flat face and open nares, those things don't really go together, but he does have that.
Yes.
Anyway, all right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But that
feels
is
like Kendall says he's precious.
Yes, that is little, Hey Jude.
Yes. Hillside Kettle says, is it normal for a dog that is going into heat to want to fight everyone?
Give me a home, please.
Shaking away. You see his 10 points, can't you? Look at that splotch under his eye.
Yeah.
So this koi look, by the way, you can see the koi here. It's not like a normal merle.
It's like a little Appaloosa.
A normal merle would have, more of a marbled appearance,
tight feet.
typically over its entire body, and not be predominantly white. Right. But in this, you have a predominantly white background with some spots on it, like Tami's saying in Appaloosa.
I'm going to put him back.
Okay, good. Is it normal for dogs in heat to want to fight everybody? Well, I mean, so not necessarily. I mean, certainly.
Okay, you're going to
you can see a change in a dog's demeanor when it is in heat. And I mean, you've got to be careful how I say this. But we see this in humans, don't we? We see this in women when they, the equivalent of this would be a menstrual cycle. I'm not going to call it heat, but it basically, it equates to the same thing. And, you can see some women who have a really big emotional roller coaster they're on during that time. And I think, obviously not being a woman, never been through this, but I mean, I've had, we've got daughters, and so we have seen this. And so, I feel, I always give them a big hug and I say, you feel this way, it's just the way that it is. And you have to realize that it's not something that you've really got a lot of control over. And I think the same thing's probably true of dogs, right? So that Some dogs are affected different. It's like things like menopause affect different humans different ways. And I think it's exactly the same thing. You've got a chemical change going on in that dog's body, and it can then manifest itself in a number of different ways. So the question gets to be is, why would a dog do this? What can you do, and what are the dangers, right? So, okay, if a dog is getting pissed off at other dogs trying to get on its back and hump it, then keep it away from those other dogs. Male dogs can be, especially young ones, can be very insistent on trying to breed a dog at any stage in the heat cycle, all the way at all times. And they can be your little turds, and they can get a dog upset, and you can have a fight over this, and somebody can get bit. So I think that anytime that you have a dog that is in heat, you have to realize that you have to give that dog a lot more leash than you normally would. And when I say leash, I mean give it a lot more leeway in terms of its behavior is going to be a bit different than normal. And you could end up with a fighting dog getting bit. And that's another thing about this. If you're doing natural ties on dogs, you better have them both on a leash. Now, if you're going to do a natural tie, you better have both dogs on a leash so that you can at least see what the behavior is before you actually get a tie going on, because you can get a dog bit. The female can get overpowered by a male, and the female can turn around and bite the male. So for us, what I see in our stud dogs is the older, more mature ones are a lot more kinder and gentler as far as breeding a female. They're a lot less insistent, and they are much more aware of when the right time to breed a female is. But you go get two males that are intact, and they are presented with a female in heat, they can fight each other too. They can, and I'll give you an example of this. I can't remember who it was, but we had two studs that we couldn't.
Oh, it was when they were in in their beds.
Yes, we couldn't house them
right across from each other where they could do eye-to-eye contact.
If that one dog was out on a leash, was being taken out for exercise and have fun, and walked by the other dog would go batshit.
Yeah, but you let them out to go play, they were fine.
Yeah, I mean,
no, they were. Okay, they were fine together. Right. It was just but
my point here is
eye-to-eye contact with each other.
If you want to get two dogs to fight, get two males competing for a female in heat, and you can make it happen. Not all the time, but just be careful.
You get hurt.
Yeah, so you can get hurt too, especially big dogs.
That's what I said. You can get hurt.
What do you do if you've got dogs that are trying to fight each other? What's the thing to do?
You try to lift that other one as high as you can and get it out of there real quick.
I saw a thing with who's the guy?
But if it's vicious enough, there was one guy trying to poke the back end of the dog's rear end, like that was going to do something.
Nope.
But it's like right here, their throat in there. If you're able to grab a hold of it,
I saw Caesar Milan. What he said was this. What he said was, look, you've got a leash on a dog, choke the dog out.
Mm-hmm.
So choke the dog out.
Lift that leash up and let that dog
fight. If you choke
it's almost
the dog
like
out,
hanging.
Yes.
Yeah.
Choke the dog out, because
but that's when it's real serious fight. I mean,
any you see these things on like TikTok and places like that where people have got dogs and they're letting them loose without a leash, and they go attack somebody else's dog that's on a leash. I mean, those people are going to get sued over this, right? Mm-hmm. Now you've got to have your dog,
because I mean, it's not just injuring the dog; it's injuring people too.
Oh, a small baby or you or I. If you've got
it's just a frenzy thing that's going on too.
If you've got your dog outside in public, it needs to be on a leash. Mm-hmm. Even if it's a French bulldog that is the sweetest animal on this earth. In our HOA, if you have a dog and it's not on a leash, you're going to get in trouble and you're going to get fined probably, which is fair enough. So I think, and the other thing about this is if your dog is then being attacked, and it's a little tiny dog, you can lift that dog up and get it out of the air, like Tami was saying.
Oh, yeah.
And get its feet out of the way so it's not getting chewed up.
Be careful you don't get bit.
Yeah, that's right. Be careful you don't get bit. That's right.
I mean, you can always knee a dog. Knee a dog in the chest or right up at their diaphragm if you can. Just knee them real good.
Natural Light says a thumb in the bum.
Yeah. I don't know where, but I guess to get the dog's attention off something else, I have no idea.
So Natural Light says it's because she knows that she has babies and to keep her safe, so she turns aggressive. Well, absolutely, you bet. We didn't mention that. That's exactly right. So,
yeah. I thought you were talking about a dog fight.
Well, we were about a dog in heat, but he's now mentioning a dog who's got babies.
If she's got babies, you bet it's mama hen, hands down. Yeah.
So when we've got our babies are in the house with mama. We don't let people go back there because a lot of our mamas who don't bark will start barking and maybe do some Like this, when they see someone, they don't know when they've got babies. And that's fine. That's fine,
Yeah, that's
right?
her babies. That's
Yes.
her area. That's
And I mean, the other thing about this, of course, is
her home.
you've heard me lecture everybody about be careful about canine herpes virus. It is 80% of dogs have it. And if you get your dog exposed to canine herpes virus the first time mum at the wrong time, you can lose a litter over this. So you've got to be aware of canine herpes virus. And it's really that last 4 weeks.
What did I say?
3 weeks before whelp
No,
or 3
ma'am.
weeks after whelp that you can really do yourself in by getting canine herpes virus infection in the puppy. So be careful about that. Castle Hill Labs, my males are not allowed to roam free like normal when the girls start their heat cycle. It's like musical crates. Only the male I want with that female can be out at the same time. Yeah, there you go. I think that's smart. Absolutely. So that's another thing about this. So I get phone calls all the time about people who've got their dog bred accidentally. They want to know what they can do, right? And so, your dog got bred because, you let a female in heat out, even if it's got diapers on, and even if it's in your backyard. A dog can jump the fence, a dog can dig under the fence, a dog can chew through the fence. And I promise you that it absolutely could happen. And I mean, you could have a disaster, you could get a really big dog breeding a really small dog and have an absolute disaster on your hands. Besides the fact that, you may all of a sudden find your dog's pregnant and you didn't even know about it, but unfortunately it happened 6 weeks ago when you left the dog unattended in your backyard, another dog got in there and bred your dog. So
I remember the people that went on vacation and let somebody take care of their dog, and their female got bred.
Well, then the next thing I get these phone calls where they want to know, when's the due date, and it's like, well, you don't know when she was bred, so we don't know exactly when the due date is. So you get to start monitoring her and watching her temperature and all those things. But just be careful about this. You say, oh, it's not going to happen to my dogs. I promise you, it can happen. It can absolutely happen.
Or send us pictures of the puppy, and it's
right.
Totally does not look like a French
bulldog
at all.
Filthy. I've seen that one before.
Yeah.
People have a litter of, let's say they're Frenchies, and they look at them, it's like,
sit down.
I don't think that's a Frenchie.
Sit. Stay.
Feels like kennels. I had to put her up with the males since she was being so mean, but she isn't bleeding yet. Yeah, I mean, again, hormone changes. It's completely normal, and
Look at women. Hormones changes.
That's what I talked about. Yes.
So you're through with the security part on your dogs and stuff. Yeah.
Yes, right. Well, I'm through with most things because we were actually running out of questions, which is unusual. But we've got less people here today than we normally have. So
got good likes.
Yeah, we do.
Thumbs up.
We do.
Yes, fantastic.
We do. Yes, we do. So yeah. So right. So we might just end this one early unless somebody wants to ask a question.
Yeah. We haven't got the rest of the DNA back on a couple of the girls
because
James
screwed up. So
James,
that's an interesting
that's
thing.
on a calendar in my kitchen, the big check mark that he messed up.
Well, let me talk about what the mess up is. So we use animal genetics for all of our testing. They're great. They're wonderful.
They didn't mess up.
No, they didn't mess up. So
James did.
We got 2 puppies who look very, very similar. And one carries pink and one doesn't.
One's name is Dolly and one's name is Pink.
And you can distinguish them because one has a spot on its head and the other one doesn't.
And when he was doing the DNA, I said, make sure you put spot on head.
So when Animal Genetics gives you the reports back, they just give you what you put down for the name of the dog, right? So if you put down Dolly and you don't know which one is Dolly, you are screwed. And what I did is I took a picture of this before I put it in the envelope because I knew that Dolly was a particular dog, one with a spot on its head, I think. And I can't find a damn photograph. I don't know what happened. It was not in my deleted. It doesn't matter. But basically, I don't know.
Yeah, it did because we had to redo the test.
And so here's Animal Genetics, and I want to give a shout out to them.
But anyway, we got 4 babies out of 5. 4 of them carry Pink.
Right. But Animal Genetics said...
And 4 of them are the husky.
Yeah, we did
Panda
really well.
Huskies.
Yeah.
And so we very lucky with this litter. Fantastic.
And we got how many boys?
2 boys and 3 girls.
3 girls. We're lucky on that too. And they're all fluffies. But Animal Genetics said, oh, don't worry about it. Just send the swabs in and we'll retest for you without a charge. I thought that was really nice of them because it wasn't their fault. I thought that was pretty nice. I thought I was going to have to pay some money to get it done. But and it's really quick. I will get the results probably tomorrow.
Yeah, when James called, they go, well, hello, James. How are you?
That was nice. They knew me. I don't know if I got treated especially because of that, but I mean, it's nice when somebody recognizes you. That's nice.
Yeah. But anywho, so Sophia is a Willy Wonka daughter, and we used Husky Supreme that Christina, last name, Puckett, this little stud boy, and Dustin. Got to include Dustin in there too. So Husky Supreme and Sophia, love my Sophia. That's a Willy Wonka daughter.
Hillside Kennels,
Beautiful
are you
babies.
having any sales running in October? Cody doesn't tell us about things that will be in the future, so the answer
We know
is
for August.
that's right. So I would take advantage of it now.
Yes.
It's across the board is 10%. Use the word celebrate. When you go in there, the coupon code is celebrate.
You don't have to capitalize it.
Doesn't
just
matter,
long as
right.
it's celebrate.
Natural Line says normal dog heat cycle is 6 months, but remember, every dog isn't normal. So 5 to 8 to 10 months is normal. Yeah, correct. And I mean, it can be a lot short. It can be shorter than that, and it can be longer than that. That's exactly right. Patrick Warren, what are the earliest signs of pregnancy?
Ooh, if it's a new first time mama, it'll be the nipple change for sure, and it's a nipple change afterwards. But you definitely know on a young new female because you know their little teats are very tiny.
Flat to their chest.
Yeah,
and they start to protrude. Yes. So what's another sign for any dog, whether it's a younger dog or an older dog, that would be a sign that maybe you were successful?
The French Bulldogs carry their babies up in their rib cage. What?
That's what I was looking for. Because that's one's later on. What's one of the signs? Because they asked the earlier signs.
Okay, go ahead since you know.
Behavior changes. Being more...
Morning sickness.
Morning sickness, exactly. Morning sickness and vomiting, not wanting to eat their food, being more clingy, wanting to sleep more. Those are all good signs.
But within a month, you'll see rib change. Okay.
Well, not with the small litter. She's looking at me. You see this look right here? Mm-hmm. See that look right there? That's a James shut the hell up look. That's what that is. So I'm not going to say any more. My lips are sealed.
He doesn't know how to be quiet.
Natural Line says clingy. Yeah, I'll buy that one too.
Mm-hmm.
So behavior changes. But be careful here because if you get a dog, for instance, that has got some behavior changes, it could have pyometra. So some of these things can be indicative if they've got a uterine infection after a mating. So you've got to be careful about that. And of course, you can do a pregnancy relaxant test at about 30 days after AI. You can do an ultrasound about 30 days after AI.
Closer to 40.
Tammy likes 40. The actual test themselves say 24 days. I think that definitely is early. But yeah. All right. Tammy's mad at me. You mad at me?
All day long.
Natural Line says mucus. Mucus, to me, the mucus plug is something you typically see at the back end of the pregnancy. Hillside Kenner says, I do that look too, Tammy.
James gets it a lot.
Miniatures Now Delmarva says, greetings. You're here late. You are very tardy. Very tardy. Go to the back of the class.
I win.
Go to the back of the class.
I'm usually the late one.
And if you turn up late next time, you're going to have to go to the principal's office. And then detention. Have you ever had detention? Do you have detention over here? In England?
Yeah, we had detention.
What was detention like for you? Did you ever have it? Or were you too good a girl?
Acting up in the classroom.
Yeah, we get detention for all kinds of things. Yeah.
Being late or acting up in the classroom or...
I went to a boarding school. So at a boarding school from the age of 13 to basically 17, I was away from my parents all the time.
They wanted to be away from you.
They probably did. And
I'd send you off.
So it meant that you were at school 24/7, and the weekends you had to go to school on a Saturday till noon, and then from noon on Saturday until Sunday roll call for supper, you could do what you wanted to do, unless you were at detention, and detention put you in a room with a whole bunch of other people who were also in detention, where all your friends were out playing, having fun. So it was a damn good reason to try to get out of detention if you possibly could. And the secret to that was not getting caught. It's not that you shouldn't be mucking around.
Well, I like the one where you had the nuns as your teachers. James often got his hands slapped with the rulers.
Hillside Teller says, I did. Tammy says, you're sweet, though.
Your mother beat you. And your mother beat you with a hairbrush because you wouldn't shut up. I'm going to use a hairbrush, too.
My mother quit hitting me with a hairbrush when the last time that she did it, I started laughing at her. And I think I was probably about 8 years old and started laughing at her. She broke the hairbrush on me.
I'm telling you.
I started laughing, and that
I
was the
don't.
last time I got
If you
beaten
were
by
my
that.
kid, you probably just wouldn't exist.
Oh, if I was my kid, it would be an interesting thing because I had to be a hermaphrodite. But I would have killed myself.
What?
If I was my own kid, I had to be a hermaphrodite. You know what a hermaphrodite is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. That was just, I was just pointing out the
You
obvious.
don't need to say anymore.
Okay. That's where you say go F yourself, right? And it really could happen. Anyway, not together then. What vaccines do puppies need 6 months to a year besides the rabies shot? That's all they get is a booster shot. Well,
Yeah, they get the rabies when they're 15 weeks old. 15 to 16 weeks old.
And then every year.
Because you give your shots at supposedly, let's give the day 6 weeks, 9 weeks, 12 weeks, 15 weeks. The rule is, well, once you give the first shot, it's 3 weeks after that you give the next shot. If you run into 4 weeks, that's okay. Don't go over 4 weeks. Don't go above 3 weeks.
Why not go over 4 weeks?
Because you have to start the shot over again.
So start the whole damn thing again.
Just like for 2 weeks. If you do it 2 weeks too close together, then you have to start it over again.
It sounds crazy.
Every 3 to 4 weeks.
Yes.
No later than 4 weeks.
So the reason for this is
shots.
Is the antibodies you got from mom have to wear off enough that the vaccine is effective. That's at 6 weeks.
Set of 4 shots.
And the next shot has to wear off from the previous shot enough for it to be effective. That's the reason why. But
and that last 4th shot, you get the rabies shot.
And then how often do you get boosted? How often?
Booster I do once a year, but I think they made it now where it's lasts a little longer, especially the rabies shots.
And there's also other things like bordetella and kennel cough that you can get. There are other things that you can get as boosters.
Used to be that. What was that pneumonia that went around last year? Influenza.
Parainfluenza.
Yeah, that was going
like
got wildfire for a couple of years.
And so those things, you've got to get a shot before the dog ever sees it. Otherwise, it's not effective. All of these things, by the way. Any vaccination can't be done after
and the shot for the kennel cough, that's just up their nose. It's not a shot.
It can be a shot.
Can it be a shot too?
It can be a shot. It can be included in a regular vaccine, or it can be squared up.
Especially if you're leaving your dog for vacation, being kennelled, you'll need that.
Cody has that, I think. I think that some dogs can get the nasal spray. Dogs that come to visit to be kept with us because we want to make sure. Yeah.
So make sure you hit that 10% off because that means the progesterone testing, right?
Sorry, I was watching this.
All the tests that we have with My Breeder Supply, 10% off.
Yes.
The
pregnancy test.
Pregnancy test. The what's the one when other dogs come?
Brucellosis.
Brucellosis test.
Some of those tests.
Giardia test.
Yes, there are
everything that's a supply.
Some of those tests you've got to come to me for because he can't sell those at My Breeder Supply for various reasons.
Okay.
So those tests, the tests that we have are this. And you go to Cody first. The tests we have are pregnancy test, relaxin test, the parvo test, the Giardia test, and there's one more. Brucellosis, pregnancy, crap. I've gone completely blank now. There's 4 of them.
What about the lifts and stuff like that?
Yeah, Cody's got them.
Yeah. So 10% off on the lifts.
Yes, absolutely.
So the lifts are back on sale again.
Yeah.
And that means the heated whelping system, the traveling incubator on both sizes, small and large, everything that's for dogs. 10% off.
Amir says, ask about our website and where can you buy this? And the answer is
mybreedersupply.com.
and lovemypups.com because there are a few things on Love My Pups. So what happens is I develop products, I sell them myself on Love My Pups before then Cody puts them as a full-time product. So but if you can't find it on My Breeder Supply, then give us a call and we'll tell you where to go find it on My Breeder Supply. And if it's not there, like the test, then we can still help you. So, all right, I think with what could cause mamas to absorb all their babies after 1 month, we already talked about this, so I'm not going to go over that. Yeah. But the answer is give your dogs. The short answer is make sure you're giving your dogs one 5 milligram folic acid pill every day between whelp until from mating till whelp.
And put them on puppy food, your mama dogs.
Yep.
As soon as you get them bred.
Right. So, and by the way, Amir, yes, you can get the heater strips for whelping at My British Supply. So there we go. There's over an hour of your time.
That feeding tube and everything. So
yeah, you don't have a feeding tube. You just have a feeding tube. It's so inexpensive. It doesn't make any sense.
What about the oxygen concentrator?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
It's an expensive item. I think they're like $475. You're going to get $47 off it. I mean, heck, all of a sudden you're getting it close to $400. It makes sense, right?
It's tax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So there we go. Voila.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah. Call me if you want to see my new babies.
FaceTime.
And we'll get the new DNA back, or the DNA back on those girls. Which one carries pink?
Always FaceTime any puppy that you're thinking about getting. I had a story again from a person the other day who had given some money for a dog that doesn't exist. And the story is always the same. They did not FaceTime. When people say they can't FaceTime because they've got an Android phone, they can do it through Facebook. So there's never.
Or you have a friend or family that's got a phone that's able to FaceTime.
They want to sell you a dog.
If they're wanting to sell you a dog, they're going to come up with a way to FaceTime.
If they want to scam you, they do not want to FaceTime you.
Can't FaceTime. Walk away from that buy.
Or go
because the scammers are thick
as thieves.
More and more every day.
Yes.
But yeah, the little boy that I have left, he's going for a special buy because he's the last one. He needs a home because he's going to miss his brother. We're already doing the separation because his brother didn't leave till Wednesday. But please give me a call and I'll FaceTime that little baby. 580-799-1910 for little Jude.
Sarah says James's phone number is in the description. It is. And if you want Tammy's phone number, you forget it. If you go look at any of our puppy videos, her phone number's in there and it's at the very end on the logo. So it's there as well. And also, go look at My Breeder Supply for those 10% off. And also go to breeder101.com with our courses. There are courses there that will really, you own them forever. They are short little modules that you don't have to download anything. You can watch it while you're having a cup of coffee. I think you'll find them fun. I'm sure you'll find them informative. And if they are not, get your money back. We don't want unhappy customers. If you think it's rubbish, you don't like what you're getting, you didn't think it was value for money, then any of those courses come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So I think the courses are some of the best things that we've done. We don't push them very hard. We should push them harder.
So anytime you buy a puppy from us, you've got James as your mentor to help you through.
Ariel said, Sophia is an amazing girl. I hope you keep that female puppy. Looks like, go grab the little female puppy real quick. You got a few people there just to show the puppy off. I want to show you this puppy. I think we should show this special puppy. I mean, we have special puppies, but
I want my little boy to go.
I know, but I'm going to show you this because Ariel brought this up. So, somebody asked, are we keeping a puppy off these litters? We do keep puppies off litters, but we don't keep a lot. And one of the reasons we don't keep a lot is, first off, we don't keep any boys anymore because we don't have any stud dogs. Cody does. And Cody's got his own program. So he's already got dogs that, that fill in for dogs that are, they're going to be
goodness
right?
sake. Oh, goodness sake. You better quit barking at me.
But we only have 4 girls. And so we don't keep very many puppies unless it's really a puppy we think is very, very special. So this little puppy is being kept because it's just developing so beautifully. It might change. I was a gorgeous little boy. Look at me now. I'm looking at an absolute disaster. It doesn't always work out the way you think it'll work. On the other hand, Tammy, she's that ugly duckling, beautiful swan. She was long-toothed, long-legged, scangly-looking girl when she was 6 years old. And now she's there.
Isn't she beautiful? Look at those nares. Look at that head.
Look at that head. She's like a male.
Look at that little inverted nose. Just as flat.
And her bite is right on the money.
Oh, yeah. Her bite, she didn't have teeth yet.
Well, her gums come together beautifully. Yeah, fair enough. Well, she does, actually.
But look at this little body.
I want to pop her ears up.
No. Leave her alone.
Let me just pop her ears up.
Nope, I said no.
Why not?
Not right now.
Can you show her body off a bit more?
That's what I'm trying to do. Can you not see me?
She's a little tank. She's a little tank.
She is.
A little tank.
gorgeous. And I am beautiful. Oh, sticking your
And-
tongue out at those
And
people.
she's
Shame
got
on you.
such a
There
pretty.
she is. Little short ears. Isn't that just precious?
So she is a Roho. that
Roho and
carries-
tan.
So Roho that carries
Full
cocoa,
fluffy. Whoop, 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 whoop.
that
Because
carries
both parents are
carries
full
pink,
fluffy.
and carries blue, and carries got
so
two
pretty.
cups of testable, 2 cups of cocoa.
Little
No.
fat thing.
It's a Roho. Doesn't carry 2 cups of cocoa, does she? 1 cup of cocoa. 10
Her
points.
daddy is a new shade.
Yes,
So she does carry a copy.
that's right. And
Okay.
among new shades, so
Yeah.
she does. She carries 2
But isn't
copies.
she pretty? Look at her little feet.
She's very pretty.
She's precious.
So you think you're gonna keep it, Tammy?
Yeah, pretty sure. If I don't, I've got 2 people already in line for her.
Yeah. One of them is the breeder of this dog. If Dustin's watching, Dustin really wants to get his hands on this dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anywho.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm,
Baby bear claw, somebody says. That's right. It's a beautiful little dog. I mean, I think it's a special little dog. I mean, hey, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, you can
Yeah.
have a dog that doesn't develop things well, but I think.
But call me for my little boy. He needs a home real, real bad.
So Hillside Kennel says, "Oh, she's so cute." In Shih Tzus, we call that Dobie colored chocolate. I think
Dobie?
Dobie colored.
Oh.
I think that exactly describes that marking. It's Dobie colored. That exactly describes it. Yes.
Pretty
Right.
baby.
Okay,
That's my
so
girl.
somebody else says those Mickey Mouse ears are so cute. They are.
Mama needs to get another.
Right, so Castle
for
Hill's
Mama.
trying to get away from us. So is Hillside Council. See us next weekend. Good. And I think at that point, you've still got people hanging in here. I don't know why you're hanging in, waiting for us to hang this thing up. We're about to do it. Look, we always really appreciate everybody who spends their Sunday with us. We really enjoy it. I learned something today. I did learn about tattoos. I thought that's pretty interesting. Yeah, so I think somebody said something about the
Hey,
baby.
Mama.
Oh, yes, it's worth seeing the baby.
You're such a
Absolutely,
good
yes.
mama.
Okay, so
Yes, you are. You're such a good
as
mama.
Natural Line said,
Yes.
peace out. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Have a good week.